Hi, and welcome to Carolina Varsity's 2013 look at week 9 of the Southwestern 4A Conference. I'm Dale Ross.
And I'm the pet man, Matt Morrow.
And Matt, the first game is the biggest game probably in the area, one of the bigger games. There might be a couple of equally big games. Butler 6-2, 3-0, going over to play Rocky River 7-1, 3-0. So both of them in first place in Southwestern 4A. Last season, Butler beat Rocky River 40-6. Last week, Butler had a big win over Myers Park, 42-14. And Rocky River had a, well, I don't know if it's a big win, but 28-6 over East Mecklenburg. So both teams undefeated. Rocky River's had a 7-game win streak since losing to Richmond. When I looked at some of the common opponents, it kind of looks like that Rocky River might have a big tough time scoring some points against Butler, is what I say. Rocky River is, one of my notes was that Butler's leading the conference in scoring 45 points a game. Rocky River is leading the conference in points allowed at 13 points a game. But looking at the common opponents, Richmond and Butler played, and Rocky River lost by 24, and Butler won by 17. Kind of a big, I know I'm all about matchups, and games are about matchups. That's a pretty big point difference. That's a 41 point difference, and just looking at some other common opponents, it looks like Rocky River's going to have a tougher time to score. So, I think obviously one thing is they're going to have to weigh in heavy on their defense and hope their defense can hold Butler down.
Yeah, I actually think, that spread, I think you got Butler by 37.
Hokie on the computer had them by 37.
I don't think it'll get to 37. But you never know. I think my key for Butler is you got to run from spread formations. They put in this new no-huddle, wide-open spread type of offense, apparently. And it's been doing well for them. But with Rocky River, we've mentioned before that they have a pretty good secondary. So I think kind of like what Mallard Creek did to Huff last week, you spread them with formation and then run the ball. I think that's what Butler's going to have to do, at times to keep Rocky River off balance. And Rocky River has a pretty good defensive line. Those are some big kids down there. And we've talked about the struggles Butler has had up front at times. So I think they're going to have to spread the box when they want to run the ball. And, that may be their best way of attacking. Because I don't think they're going to have, they want to sit back there and throw it against Rocky River, because eventually, those kids are going to make some plays. I think the key for Rocky River is they got to win in the passing game. We've talked about the three-headed monster they got at running back, and now the quarterback that they've got playing is also a run threat. They'll run some zone read type stuff with him, so you got to worry about him as well. But the thing with Rocky River is the passing game. If they can throw the ball enough to keep teams honest, there'll be a very tough team to deal with on offense. But that consistency is what has been missing in the passing game for those guys. And if they can make some plays in the passing game against Butler, it'll make things interesting for a while. Right now, my lean is towards Butler in winning the ball game, but I think it'll be closer than people expect. Is my first thought, and that's not my prediction.
Right.
I may change as I look at some things, but right now I'm leaning Butler here.
I think the one thing that you said there that we've said a lot this year talks about passing in Rocky River, and they're going to need to bring that more into play in a game like this.
Right.
Just one thing I'll say is that I think for Rocky River to have success, it's going to be at the edge. That's where in the Mallard Creek game and in the Richmond game that I've seen, and the Richmond games on Time Warner Cable.
Right.
That's where the success was at the edge. Running right at the edge, not way out on the outside, but hitting hitting right there, forcing at the outside linebacker. You know,
Off tackle.
Yeah, right at off tackle to right behind the tight end. Exactly. So
Okay.
somewhere in that area is. The bigger thing though is that, especially with Mallard Creek has bigger backs than,
Right.
the Rocky River backs are those smaller, squirt around backs as I call them. And so, anyway, I think it should be a great ball game, an awesome environment. Rocky River's a awesome place to go for a ball game. One of my favorite places, a fantastic stadium. And I bet Randy's there because he loves shooting games at Rocky River. So, you guys enjoy it.